Are you looking to score cheap flights and find the best deal for your next adventure? Today, I'm going to share with you my top strategies to find the cheapest flights. Whether you're traveling domestically or internationally, these tips will save you big time. Let's get started. Tip number one, be flexible on your travel dates. This is really big if you can be. As usually on vacations, you have a little bit more flexibility because the first thing you want to do is worry about your flight, not necessarily the hotel or tours or anything like that. You want to worry about your flight. That's a big expense, and it's going to kind of set the dates and tone for the whole trip. And once you get that booked, then you'll be set to set all the other stuff. Now, I go into detail on this on other videos, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here. I am using a new tool now called Skyscanner that evidently everybody knows about, but I'm new to. It's a website. I'll put a link down below in the description. It lets you like set up all these different airports to your destination, because you want to look at major airports and be flexible there too, because you can reposition to another airport. So look at New York, look at San Francisco, look at LA, look at Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Seattle, some of the major places that for international flights, especially domestic flights as well. If you're traveling, like you want to go to Dallas to Orlando, you can use Skyscanner as well. The link's down below, and you can set up. You want to be flexible there too to find the best deal. Because sometimes just going Wednesday to Thursday or going Tuesday instead of Thursday, just little things like that can save you some big money, especially when you have a family. You're booking more than one ticket, so be flexible in your dates. And on Skyscanner, set up different trackers, like do a date like a week and then move it a day and do another tracker, and then try a different airport. Like if domestically you don't really want to be going, all over the place, but internationally, especially in business class, you're going to save a lot of money. I just did a whole video on that, but you're going to save a lot of more money, but possibly repositioning from your city to a bigger city. Domestically, I don't recommend it because it's just a lot of headache and hassle. It doesn't normally save you that much money. But remember with Skyscanner, just like I always recommend, and I wouldn't recommend this unless it did this, Skyscanner does let you book directly with the airline. So once you find a deal on there and you click book, you're going to book directly with the airline. So you're not going to be like on a third party system where you don't get protection. You're going to be booked directly with that airline. I just booked a flight through Skyscanner for my parents. They're going to California on Delta. I just did a whole video on Delta. And once I found the deal on Skyscanner, which I found a great deal, and then it took me right into Delta, booked the flight for them. Boom, boom, boom. Right below the video. Book in advance is tip number two. Tip number two is book in advance. You do not, if at all costs, especially for international flights, but even domestic flights, you do not want to book right up against your day. For domestic, you want to book 14 days, before 14 days, and usually like a month. I usually start looking a month and a half and start thinking about it, and I definitely want to get booked by the 15th day of my trip. I want to book, because after that, things really can really start escalating fast, especially if that plane is filling up fast. The faster the plane fills up, the faster the prices are going to go up. Planning ahead can give you significant savings and give you that affordable flight you're looking for. That's why you're watching this video, right? So tip number three is what I've already mentioned, but I'm going to mention it more specifically here, is consider nearby airports. So we have personally flown up to New York, to JFK, like a $200 Southwest flight. I've flown from Dallas to San Francisco to go to Bali because I found an amazing deal, a business class deal from San Francisco over to Singapore to the Philippines. So repositioning in the US for international flights is very common. A lot of experts teach that, especially if you're using miles and points, you're getting into all that. You want to find those reward seats in more of the major airline hubs. Domestically, this used to be a big thing. Like you used to could go to a city nearby, 2 hours, 3 hours away, and get an amazing discount on your flight. That's kind of old now. I again would use Skyscanner, set up your dates, check your airports for international or domestic, see what kind of deals you can find. But most of the time these days, no matter where you are, Unless you're in a really small town, then you might find a better deal in a bigger city. So you can check that out. But most of the time, domestically, like if you're trying to fly in the US or Canada or Mexico, you're going to find a pretty good deal on Skyscanner. Internationally, especially when you go to premium economy, business, first class, you're definitely going to find huge savings by repositioning to New York or San Francisco, LA, Chicago, Seattle, places like that. We've saved up to $6,000 on a business class seat. When we flew to Dubai, when we flew to Thailand, we saved over $5,000. There's just really good deals if you're flexible in your dates, you're flexible in your airports, and you use Skyscanner's tracking system and you set up those trackers. It'll notify you when prices drop. I just got a notification on a trip to Thailand on Qatar that dropped $300. I'm not low enough yet for me, but I'm watching it. It's already going down. And so sometimes we book on international flights, we'll book a year out, we'll book 6 months out. If you're using reward seats, though, that's a whole nother video. But if you're using miles and reward seats, those are a little different. You have to book really close because they pop open when the flight's not full. They start popping those open to try to fill the flight up. Tip number 4 is kind of along the same lines, but flight comparison through Skyscanner or Google Flights or whatever you want to use. Expedia, Hopper. I prefer Skyscanner. I'll put a link down below for that. But you want to compare. It gives you a great bird's eye view of like different airlines, right? You can see Delta, American, Southwest, Spirit. Don't fall for Spirit's crap because it looks really cheap, but it's about the same price as any other airline unless you just go with nothing. That's a whole nother video. Let's stay on task. Compare though, because that will give you options for timing. Because you may find a really great deal like on Delta, for example, but it's like 6 a.m. in the morning. You're not a morning person. But American's like $50 more and it's at 6 p.m. So you're like, I'd rather go in the afternoon. Or maybe you have a time crunch on where you're going and a deadline or something. This gives you a great way to compare. And that's why I love Skyscanner's for. And you can track on Skyscanner or Google different airlines too and watch them go up and down and stuff. So you can see when to pounce on that deal, when to get that deal. This is my bonus tip. It's really like the last tip, so I'll just call it bonus. But flying during off-peak seasons, during off-peak times, like flying on Thanksgiving Day instead of the day before Thanksgiving, or flying on Christmas Day instead of the day before Christmas or Christmas Eve, or things like that, like holidays, like when you know everyone's in spring break, staying away from those dates can save you tons of money and hassle. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but flight cancellations are at an all-time high. Being stranded is at an all-time high. And let me just give you a bonus tip here. Do whatever you can to not take a connection. Not only are you going to spend more of your precious time on this earth traveling than you need to, because you'll get there faster, like sometimes half the time or more going direct than you will going through a connection. But you're also ensuring yourself that you're not going to get stuck. Like once that plane takes off, you know you're going to your destination. If you go through a connection, you're at a 50-50 these days if you're going to make it or not. I mean, it's really sad the way the airlines are here in the States, but it is just a fact, and you've got to mitigate for that. You've got to expect it. You've got to plan for it. I've got tons of videos on that, so if you're looking for more information on that, hit that up. I've got a video on almost every domestic airline and tips and tricks on how to handle canceled flights and stuff. But I'm just throwing that in here. Like, try to book direct, even if you have to pay a little bit more. And Skyscanner will let you filter out non-stops and one stops, 2 stops, stuff like that. International flights, it's harder to do, and you're less likely to get stranded on an international flight. Like, I almost always have to do a connection there. And my tip there for long-haul flights is do a long connection. Try to do a 48-hour or 72-hour or at least a 24-hour layover. And we're conditioned to think, let me get that shortest layover. But when you're flying international and you have jet lag and you've been on a plane for hours and hours, it is the most amazing thing to just go get in a hotel halfway through your journey, take a shower, rest, and then get up the next day and get back on the plane. I did this when I flew 18 hours to Singapore. I stayed over there a whole day, and then I flew down to the Philippines, and it helped with jet lag, it helped refreshing. And when I went back, I stayed a whole day in Frankfurt, Germany, and then flew back to New York and stayed a whole day there, and then back to Dallas. Just a little bit longer on your flying. If you have the time and the ability to do that, I promise you that's a pro tip that's going to help you out. So there you have it. These are my top tips for finding cheap flights, great deals, and for using Skyscanner to do that. I hope that helps you. The link is right down below so you can check all that out. And remember, stay flexible, book in advance, consider nearby airports, and use flight comparison tools like Skyscanner to help you find the most affordable but luxury flights that you can find. Remember, this channel is all about affordable luxury travel. I don't want to travel like a hobbit. I don't want to travel like a hobo. I know there's some people that love that kind of stuff, but I don't want to fly economy if I don't have to. I don't want to stay in dingy hostels if I don't have to, or I won't. But I also don't want to go in debt. I don't want to break the bank, and I want to do it on a budget. So I'm all about searching out great deals and giving you tips here on how to do affordable luxury travel. That's what this channel is about. And about moving to Thailand. If you haven't seen my videos, I'm moving to Thailand. And so I got tons of great stuff coming for you guys for that. And I'm so excited to bring you on my journey. So hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified first when I put up all these great videos. And it's free to do so. You can cancel at any time. Become part of the Zacchaeus Nation. And I just love seeing your beautiful faces. Every time I get to hear from you in the comments, or I see a like or subscribe, it just fills my heart with joy. I love that you guys are here to support me. I get super likes and tips all the time, and just private messages too that just say thank you so much for what you do. And that's why I do it. I don't make a lot of money doing this. I just love helping you guys out. I want to add value to your life, and I want to help you travel with less stress, less anxiety. That's why I'm putting travel plans together. So you can literally, if you're just going on vacation to Bangkok, I'm going to have a whole travel planner that's like, do this on day one, do this on day two, go eat here, go eat there, go see this, go stay at this hotel, fly here. It's going to walk you through everything, do all the heavy lifting for you. So all you have to do is book the flight and go and have a great time. So those are coming soon on my website called zacchaeustravel.com, and I'll put links down below in the videos too for that. And I should get something where you can sign up and get an email when those are ready. So I'll try to work on that too for you guys. I love you. I hope you have safe travels as you go around the world, or if you're moving around the world. And I will catch you in the next Zacchaeus Travel video. Peace. Skyscanner, links right below. Love you guys for helping me out using that, and I want to hear from you how you love using it, because it's an amazing tool, and it's just so great. And be sure and check out these videos right here. I think they're right here, or they're over here somewhere. Be sure and check those videos out. I'm moving to Thailand and all the stuff there to help you out. Oh, love you guys.